Hello everybody, today we're playing with Minwu White Mage. He's a 5 mana 3/3 legendary creature human cleric with vigilance and lifelink. And whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each cleric you control. They're playing mono white clerics. In Brawl, we have quite a few clerics in the list. We have a total of 16, and most of them are 1-drops because they have some sort of good synergy, they're cheap, and have with the effect we're looking for is when another creature control enters, you gain 1 life. Why is that quite useful? First, we can set up our other lifelink synergies, but the big one is with our commander. We get to turn 5, we play our commander, and he immediately triggers that effect. If we have 1 or 2 creatures that gain life, we're putting that many counters onto every single cleric in the battlefield. So even if the opponent destroys Minwu, we already have the counters on our creatures and the damage is done. We are able to go on offense. That's our main game plan. Our secondary main plan are having creatures with a Johnny's Pridemate ability, where when you gain a life, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Paired with the clerics, it's just your typical scaling method with the Ajani Pridemate, Essence Chandler, Howler Priest, there's a couple others, and in Planeswalker form, of course, Ajani Strength of the Pride. As for other additional healing, we can have. I was thinking I went half and half in getting mana rocks and ways to search for planes, as sometimes I would like both. And normally these effects have either a body that can help us with our synergies to get more counters, or Birth of Melodies with the Clay Fire Bricks can give us HP as well, which also helps us to scaling and guarantees our land drop. One of the big troubles with Minwu is we need that 5 mana. It's very important for this deck because we want to hit him as soon as possible, and when we do, we're going to start pumping the board quite a bit. Other good synergies with the deck would be Heliod as well, and the Steel Seraph, because we can give our big creature evasion or healing, and the Heliod is just made for a deck like this. Finally, I do strongly recommend in this Brawl meta have quite a few interaction pieces. Mono white, we have a couple inconveniences against the early game creatures because we're just playing small clerics, and if we don't draw our big hitters, we're going to have to stall until we get to play our 5-drop. So until then, it is very important to just interact with our opponent's commanders and small creatures. Normally they are just very powerful. Even a turn 1 elf can lose you a game if you don't deal with it early, so this deck is heavily suited to deal against those low to the ground creature decks. Stall, we play our big creature and we can win very quickly from that point on. Let's see how we do with Minwu White Mage. Keep this hand. This hand is... I don't think I'll keep. I would have to take out the invasion, which I don't like. But we do have a way 1 removal spell. I keep this hand. I do hit elf. We do nothing else. I'm going for more. It's too slow. Three or more. Give me a try. Going. Have Guide of Souls. Start scaling that way. Some places scary too, we have to deal with it. Surveil. Big question is, I think we have to deal with it. He's gonna play Kumena next turn. We just have to deal with it. It's more ramp, it can be very dangerous for us. We don't have another removal piece, but at least we buy time. So we can deal with that soon. The Warden. Which do we need? 4. And let's just deal with the banner. This map here. Can go here, but we're in wash away territory. I mean, make him have it, right? How much we can do. Alright, that's the power of our commander. And why we have the setup pieces. Fortunately, thanks to that exile, it was less likely for them to hit their lands, and that just slowed them just enough for us to scale. GG's. Tidus is a very explosive deck. I think we do need to deal with the elves. Alright, we can go for a scaling route instead then. We really need to hit our land 3 so we can Heliod. But Birth is not bad either. Actually, you have no way to deal with elves. I didn't have that hand. That was a pretty powerful hand for them. But I don't know. This Heliod is considered a creature. It enters. Actually, don't know. Next time we can get a lifelink. You have the birth. Yeah, they can scale very fast with that. The bill here. Pretty much can't miss land 5. We can guarantee it. But we didn't have a removal heavy hand, which can cost us quite a bit. Wonder if they go on offense or... I take this trade? I don't think so. I think I need to outscale him. It's a risk I have to take. Okay.
Those who cannot protect themselves. Our true strength lies in our friendship.
This point on, I think we have to start creatures. Alright, guess we got there. We got really lucky with the Ajani. We did have a backup plan with Birth. It's going to be a lot slower. But this play does allow us either to go on offense or most likely just hit with the Ajani, keep the Heliod as a blocker. And next turn, if we didn't draw our land, we're going to play Birth. But if we did, we can also play our commander from this point on. We'll be getting quite a bit of HP to all our crew. GG's. Either they removal, they don't get the surveil. Alright, I would like to do another play, but I think let's go for the channel running. Our most proactive play. I can play... We play you and we play land. Get to drum. Let's go. We have two stuff at the end of the world for us. Okay. Right. I think I'm dealing with that thing. Lets us go on offense, forces their hand. Get closer to playing our commander.
Whoever slays the most Phyrexians wins.
We can search for any two he wants.
Your story's not finished yet.
Alright, I think I will go for the hits here. Go double hit there and hit the opponent. And force a block. GG's. You have just one removal piece. And we are going second, which worries me. I think we need two. We're against Lightning. Lightning Army 1 is a very aggressive deck. Okay, by time. Portable home. Next turn we can birth. If he plays lightning, we have to set a prison. Fortunately, we don't have a 1-drop. But, no questions, we have to do that lightning. Their entire deck revolves around lightning hitting. The graveyard. Get the birth going. We don't have clerics, but we do have a Johnny. So, I have a couple options here. What I can do is a Johnny. Most likely he's gonna get bolted. Either the Ajani or the cat. Our other option is just to play the Mana Rock, but we do lose the opportunity to gain life the other turn. If he plays Lightning here, so he has interaction open. I think the best move is just to be patient here. And we can Mind Stone later. We're just giving him room to run his burn spells into our Planeswalker. We believe we draw. What are we drawing here? Need more cards. Okay, we have an answer for Johnny. We can play our commander pretty much eating the interaction, or we can play the Ajani here. I'll play the Ajani here. Get this time. If it gets bolted, it's fine. We have multiple blockers at this rate. If either Ajani or the cat dies.
My pride is strong.
Get him up. We can get counter, we get outside shock range, or bake the shock, which is another removal spell we don't have to deal with. Okay, that's nice. We pretty much saved ourselves quite a bit of mana. Quite a bit of removal spell that we're gonna directly at us. At this point, we can play you and the speaker. When he has removal, we can protect him with the flare. Okay. It deals with that. Alright, so we have 3, we can start getting creatures back. Our equipment. What can we bring back? The speaker, but we're not in speaker range. See what we get here. That's not bad. Okay. Now we can go for 4 here. If he goes for double blocks, we can Parting Gust one of them. Which I am okay with. Alright, let's go. Okay. If our source, okay. So what we do is block here. This point on. And we can start hitting pretty hard. We can start making creatures, search some things with the cave. We can maybe even search a protection spell. Let's start getting our army going. Through land. All right. I can go for 3. I believe I can. That comes tapped, right? Alright, from this point on, we just outscale making tokens. And we can even go for a tricky play. In sacking the Urza, we can get the legendary land that protects our commander. And we can just keep the pressure going. And also, this is a good lesson of if we didn't have that early game interaction, we would 100% have lost this game. GG's. For the post game wrap with Minwu White Mage, this is a very solid cleric tribal deck. I enjoy quite a bit. And the advantages of this deck is we get to play a tribal that normally is not that prevalent, clerics, and if you really like playing that Johnny Pridemate style in Brawl, it is a very capable deck to doing there. What really helped me get there, of course, is that interaction piece. Don't be afraid to run quite a few, and by quite a few I mean close to 15 to 20 removal pieces. The meta is very aggressive, and we need to deal against the many very fast matchups. This list is very well suited against the low to the ground decks, but we do unfortunately struggle into the heavy control decks. We have some form of board wipe protection, example Selfless Spirit. We also have a creature that can give indestructible, and we have the Modern Horizons card, Player of Fortitude, that can help us. But if a removal board wipe tribal deck just runs full board wipe Exiles, Rift, Rebuke, it can be very difficult to get there. We are not as fast as the aggressive matchups, so we do give unfortunately the opponent quite a bit of time. The best cards would be in those matchups to keep our Planeswalkers, because it'd be very difficult for them to remove, but if they're in blue, they can just counter it. It makes it a bit, I would say, more on the difficult side. Instead of trying to beat the matchups we're not the best at, I went for more heavy focus into the green against the green decks and against the aggressive decks. We are in white, we have quite a few interactions in the early game. I even think Portable Hole, we've gotten to the point where Portable Hole is just very good. We deal with the Elves, with the Ragavans, and any other small creature, turn 1 or turn 2, we can deal quite a bit. And as for good scaling options, we have the Planeswalkers, and of course creatures. Creatures that have removal are very good, or creatures that gives us land. I like the Fletching and the Ambitious Farmhand because they synergize. We get a counter, and we also get a Plains. Very important for us to hit that turn 5, and worst case scenario if he dies, we also have a couple ways to bring him back. Like Late to Dinner can get it back, and I believe there's 1 in 5. Image from the Cocoon is another way to return our commander from the graveyard to the battlefield, so it's not the end of the world. Vellum Garden also can get it back. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Down below, what were your favorite commanders from this set? Thanks for watching.